To the cloud. What's up, everybody? I am so excited tonight. We've got Cynthia Day and
Maria Day
in the house. We are Trusted Results Realty Group with EXP. And we are so excited tonight. We're talking about the future. Or is it really the future? Is it more like right now?
like yesterday.
It's like yesterday, but we
Like
need to catch the whole world up on what's been going on yesterday.
I know, girl. We gotta fish them in. Come on, reel them in.
Girl, let's reel them in. Woo, let's reel them in. Let's catch everybody up.
Yes.
So, we've been getting a lot of questions, right, about the future of real estate. And so we have two amazing people that Maria and I would love to introduce to the world. And we are talking about cryptocurrency and real estate. It doesn't get any more futuristic than this. So right now we've got none other than our trusted family member, Mr. Paolo Parent in the house.
Hello.
Crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
Joining us all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Come on.
Hello,
now.
everybody.
Hey.
Sunshine State.
Maria, go ahead and introduce Moin.
Oh yes. And then we have our guest Moin Kazi from Arkansas.
Representing.
How are you guys?
How are you guys? Representing EX.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's up? How you doing? Hey guys, how are you? Moin Kazi here. CCIM.
Awesome. So we got Maria, we've got Moin representing EXP Commercial in the house. And, Paolo, you were just mentioning earlier that cryptocurrency has no experts at this time. Do you want to pick up where you had just left off?
Yes, I was stating, a fact that there are no experts because this field is so new. It hasn't been time for any expertise to actually be developed. This is an entirely new category, of investment, a new vehicle, a whole new way of life, basically. So there are no experts at the moment, but we are becoming experts in everything digital and everything blockchain and everything digital currency.
So Paolo and Moin, and we definitely want to hear from you guys. Moin, what the heck is crypto? What is cryptocurrency?
It's one word, future. It's the future. There's nothing, it's not very complicated. I mean, crypto, it's a form of payment. So go back to the early days, back before even like money. You used to barter stuff. You used to have, let's say, a goat, and you traded a goat for a chicken. And so that goat was a form of payment. So it had value to it. So let's say a goat's a bigger animal, you got more meat on it, right? You have a chicken, it's less meat. So let's say the goat, it had more value because it was more desired because you could feed more families. So cryptocurrency is the same way. It's a form of payment. Some crypto had more value, just like, for instance, Bitcoin. Everybody knows Bitcoin. They were the pioneers, I would say the pioneers, because they really branded themselves. They branded themselves to the point where everybody knew them. So it created value. So, I won't go on and on about it. I won't go down no rabbit hole. It's just cryptocurrency. What it is, it's a form of payment. Form of payment. It has value. Depends on which crypto you pick, depends on what value it is on the level. I'll leave it at that. I'll let the guy talk about it.
Paolo, what do you have to add to that?
Well, like all currency, it's something that has to be agreed upon. People have to agree that something has value, just like baseball cards, classic muscle cars. So there are a lot of things that have value. Certain bottles of wine can sell for, $50,000 or, whatever. So first of all, everyone has to agree that it has value for it to have any value. So there has to be some type of consensus among the people that this is valuable. Just like gold and silver. For whatever reason, human beings for the past several thousands of years have just agreed that gold and silver are valuable, for whatever reasons, So now, where we live in a world that is attempting to digitize everything, like we live in a world where we went from having file cabinets to now we're in the cloud. We digitize all our records, all our files, everything's in the cloud now. It's digitized. You have
Now money is in the cloud.
Exactly.
How
So
crazy is this?
exactly. So we went from selling products to selling services. So services are also almost like intangible, right? So money is really the last thing, on the plate that hasn't been completely, digitized. I mean, we have, fintech, you have PayPal, Zelle, all those are examples of money being digitized, but the underlying structures that the banks, set up like in the early 1900s are so antiquated. So they're having a lot of trouble trying to catch up with this new form of currency or payment method that's on the blockchain. So the blockchain is really what's revolutionizing everything.
Can I pause and like rewind just a little bit? Okay, a lot. So what is it in cryptocurrency? What is it that everybody is agreeing on? What is the value that everybody agrees on?
Okay, first what we have to do, we have to like go to the blockchain. So the blockchain is this is a technology that IBM created, years back. Just like a lot of companies create technology that they don't know what it's going to be able to do in the future, and someone decides or figures out something to do with it. So that's what happened with blockchain and Bitcoin. It's a type of ledger. The blockchain is a ledger that's like it's a software.
It's a data structure.
Yeah,
data
structure. Yeah.
structure. It's a data structure.
Yes, that has a lot of transparency. Where
And
everyone...
and also don't forget, it holds a transactional record. Every time it moves, it adds records to it so it can be tracked.
Exactly. And they call all this information, they call them blocks, correct? Every time they create a block, that's string to another block, that's the blockchain. So that's where we get the terminology.
The chain aspect of it, because it's constantly adding to itself. Every time something's done with it, it's added to it, it's added to it, it's added to it.
Right, and it can't be destroyed. It is forever recorded from my understanding. Is that correct or incorrect?
That is correct.
And that is where the value that everybody agrees on. Is that correct?
Yes, that is part of it, correct.
Part of it. Part of it. That's really a broad.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Now, Moin, I'd like to know, you were giving the analogy of some animals have more meat than others. What is the meat of crypto per se? What is that? What is the meat in crypto?
It is correct me if I'm wrong, it's to decentralize the way we handle money.
Yes.
It's taking out the third party. Why do we need a third party? Why can't we go peer to peer? Let's go peer to peer. Why do we need that third party?
Absolutely. And I think that's the major appeal of cryptocurrency.
Now is that
cut out the middle guy? Who needs a middle guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why
Bank of America?
Developed?
Do what?
Is that why crypto was developed, is to cut out the middle person?
So there was a financial crisis back in 2008. There was a businessman in Asia. Man, do you remember his name? It's like
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
Satoshi.
He developed it in 2008, right during the economic crisis of the real estate. In 2008, the real estate world and other economic industries took a financial hit. And this guy's a genius. Well, technically, that they say that's not even his name. It's a guy going by that name. We don't know. It's the wild, wild west. People of that caliber, I wouldn't even want people to know who I am. If I develop something, last thing you want to know, want the world to know who developed that. Otherwise, that guy did. I don't trust him. I don't like him. So he goes by this name, or this person goes by this name, supposedly. Who knows?
And the other thing that he decided to do was make it open source, meaning anyone could have access to this blockchain, this creation, and that's
Around the
probably
world.
around the world.
Not just within that country, not just within the confines of that state, but let's say I want to buy something in Australia and it's XYZ amount Bitcoin or whatever coin that he wants to transaction with. Well, let's say he wants to use Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin. Let's do business. Or let's say he doesn't have Bitcoin. Well, there's these apps out there. There's just programs out there that have so many other coins or tokens, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are in the spectrum, you can actually convert certain coins, Bitcoins or whatever, to other, and it may be for a higher or lower value. In essence, it's just like the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. They both say dollar, but one's worth more than the other. And where it really comes down to is demand, the demand of it. Well, everybody wants the euro. That's the reason why the pound is so expensive, because they see value in that country. They see the backing behind that country. They know what that country can do. So that currency holds value. Now, if you go to the Iraqi dinar, remember that big spell? Everybody was buying bazillions and bazillions of it for like 10 cents. But there's no value to it, because everybody has it. Everybody has it. So there's no value because they don't do nothing. I mean, they do stuff. They're people, they're very hard. There's an issue and they're trying to figure it out. I have some more for who knows what's going to happen. I'm a speculator.
Yes.
I want the audience to know that, yes, I do own some cryptocurrency, and yes, I do own some other currency like yen, dollars. I got gold, silver. I'm a trader. I'm a businessman. I enjoy this kind of stuff. I mean, just the other day, I saw some forks and spoons. I'm like, there's value on that. They had it for $5. Come to find out, my $5 investment is probably closer to like a $75, $80 investment now. So you can look at that. My $5 was a crypto. I bought this other stuff, and I had to convert it to metal for a form. And then if I sell it to this other country, it's worth something else. So if you do it right, you can actually, if you play the markets right, buy, sell, buy low, sell high. I know that I'm kind of going over everybody's head, but for me, it's really easy.
So then how do you buy low? How do you sell high? And just how many different, how many different currencies are there to trade?
I'll let the sunshine say, start with this and I'll bring up the rear.
Well, as we're speaking right now, I believe there's over 2,000 different cryptos out there. Some are legit, like everything else. Some are Ponzi schemes, or what they call rug pulls. Just like most of you remember when people used to like be into the penny stocks.
Penny stock, there you go.
Yeah. So cryptos are really like penny stocks on steroids right now. They move even faster. Yeah.
Steroids with cocaine, maybe a little bit of a hint of acid.
Yeah.
For all of our party animals out there.
So like in the crypto world, you have Bitcoin, which is the original. And then right after Bitcoin, you have another one they call Ethereum. So Ethereum is completely different because it actually has a function. It facilitates functions on the blockchain. So they took a whole other avenue apart from what Bitcoin was doing. So a lot of these, what they call altcoins, what you mean alternative to Bitcoin coins, are the coins that that you have thousands of them out there. And every day you have some, geeky kid coming up with a new algorithm and a new coin and a new process, etc. So it's like Moin said, it's a wild, wild west out there right now. But you do have some blue chip, some coins have established themselves as blue chips in the crypto market. So, you know, they have established themselves as the blue chips. And these are companies that have reputable VC, you know, VC firms behind them, reputable CEOs, people who have already created companies in the Web2 arena, you know, as far as, you know, software companies. So you do have some reputable people who have started reputable cryptos because they have a history, you know, they have a background. So that's how you distinguish the really viable blue chip cryptos from the rest of the wild west, which is the other 2,000 and odd cryptos that are out there.
For clarity, Paolo, are you saying that the credibility is based on the money that backs it and the leadership that backs it?
Yes, I mean, just like in stocks or in real estate, when you are doing your investigation, you're researching an investment. The people who are, you know, who have the investment or they're backing, they're funding, that's what gives you legitimacy, you know? So it's the same thing with cryptos. So if you're gonna buy cryptos, you wanna do your due diligence and find out who's the team? Where are these people from? Are they from MIT or are they from the YouTube University, you know? So if you have people who are from MIT or from Harvard, you know, people with a resume or a CV that you can find out who these people are, who are their backers. So when you have the same VC people who backed Facebook, who backed Google back in the day, who backed Amazon back in the day, backing a cryptocurrency now, that gives them a lot of validity. So that's an example of what I was trying to convey.
Wow. So, you know, you guys, both Maria and Paolo, you both brought up a really valid point, like, and that kind of opens another, you know, box in Pandora's whole thing about crypto. So, you know, where does it even come from? And so you guys are saying that, you know, it comes from leadership, it comes from backing. So people are creating their own currencies out here in this digitized trading world.
Yes.
And so it is just the battle of economics that's happening out here, and whoever plays the game better or help us all understand, you know, how do people create currencies all of a sudden, and you know, how do we determine whether it's valuable or not?
Yeah, we haven't even discussed NFTs yet, but
Oh man, we don't even want to go into that.
For later.
Yeah, way later.
That'll be next week.
Next week's episode.
Next 3 weeks.
So next week's episode, NFC.
Oh, yeah, like he's a 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
right.
yeah.
It's
that's
a
just a whole
4-week
new
show.
level.
Listen, and this is just an example of what we talked about when I told you this rabbit hole is deep, you know, because we're just scratching the surface of the surface right now with our discussion that we're having. So we're not even going into what they call DeFi, you know, which is decentralized finance, and there's a whole business going on. You know, you have right now in the crypto market.
Let's answer that other question first before we move.
And what question was that?
It was, how are we determined, like, are people out here creating currency? And, you know, like, how are people just creating currency?
Well, you have a lot of people who write code.
To be honest.
What, Moin?
Go ahead. I'll bring up the river. I'm always bringing
okay. Well, you have a lot of people who write code, who write software. So anyone who's able to write software can create a coin or a token on top of the blockchain. The blockchain is like a platform, just like the World Wide Web is a platform that Facebook got built on, Amazon got built on, and all these other companies got built on. The blockchain is where all these so-called cryptos or tokens are being built on. And remember, cryptocurrency or a token or whatever they call it, it's software. So it's just like Microsoft Word. It's just like, you know, anything else that we have that got built on the internet. We have this whole new world being built on the blockchain.
So, hey, I took the liberty to pull this information off Google just to help our viewers to understand a more lack of better words, Google version what blockchain actually is. So I'm going to, this is not me, this is off of Google. So I'm not stealing nobody's information because I'm telling you where I'm getting it from. So blockchain, according to Google, blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, comma, or cheat the system. A blockchain is essential a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain. That's the definition according to Google. If people really want to get it down into it, you can go down several rabbit holes, but pretty much like he said, blockchain is a platform and you can build on it. And it's just information that has been structurized and you can add to it and you cannot replicate it because every time you type in some information, it does a time. You do some more information, it does a time, date, stamp. So you can't replicate it. You just can't. And whatever IP, whatever computer's doing it, every computer system has like an IP address, has some uniqueness to where who's doing it, where it's come from. So you're developing this uniqueness. It cannot be cheated. You just can't do it.
Wow.
It's very complex.
Very.
Yeah.
Guys,
So-
oh, go ahead, sis.
No,
Go ahead.
you go ahead, sis.
Why do you think crypto is important in today's society?
Great question.
And who's that question for?
Anybody.
You go first. Like I said, I bring up the rear.
Okay, all right, no problem. Moin. Well, I think the reason why it's
We got
valuable.
Shaq and Kobe over here.
The reason I think it's valuable today is because we've already been digitizing everything. Like, remember, we went from going to the record store to now we download music from Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, correct? So this has been happening, and the same reason we have value, we give value to our Amazon Music account is the same. That's the same reason why people are giving value to digital currency. So the currency is going the way of the CD or the LP. You know, it's just happening to money now. And the reason why it took a lot longer for it to happen to money is because these financial institutions have so much sway and influence in the world. And that's why crypto is so appealing, because it's available to everyone, not just Goldman Sachs and, you know, Bank of America and the Wall Street elite. It kind of like democratizes capitalism in the sense that the average man, anyone who has a cell phone anywhere on the planet Earth can now be banked by cryptocurrency.
Wow.
And
So
anybody
are
can
we
come up with the
listening
currency.
to everyone's like argument about why theirs is the best and most valuable, and we're just like deciding based on their argument? Like, are we just like believing how well someone is influencing us and convincing us about their value?
But
Well-
hey, it's going to happen. Okay, here's my 2 cents on it. India, for instance, they got a revolution going on. The prime minister, what's his name? Prime Minister Modi. His name
Yes.
is Modi. He is actually reducing the circulation of cash because he believes he's trying to steer the country to electronic payment. Think about it. Back in the day, we all wrote checks or we paid cash. Now what do? We use a debit card. We use Apple Pay. Why? It's easy. It's convenient. You know why the banks like it? You know why they can track where the money's going? Everybody wants to do a track. If you think, I mean, I'm a conspiracist. I feel like it's a way to figure out where the money's coming from and where it's going. But that's for the conspiracist people like me. But honestly, it's so convenient. Hey, I got a few crypto. I want to go buy this thing. Here you go. Here's my phone. Boom, I sent it to you. I bought it. I don't have to carry cash. Like, for instance, I've got the debit card. I have the worst time trying to get money off my debit card. They limit me. Well, you can only use $500 today. Well, you can only use $2,000 today. Well, when I got my wallet and I want to carry around, if you do a wallet, they're doing cloud-based ones too now. If I want to go buy something for 100 Bitcoin, nobody's going to tell me what I can do and what I can't do. You knock out the middle guy. If I want to buy something, I go buy it. I tell my friends all the time, I can't wait for crypto to be going 100%. Then I don't have to listen to the banks like National Bank of Texas, whatever it is. I got banks all over the United States. But I'm just saying, every bank has a system. Well, you can only send so much money. You can only do this. You can only do that. I'm a human being. I'm an American. If I want to go drop 10,000 Bitcoin, I want to. I don't want no one telling me what to do. And that's the beauty of Bitcoin. Do what you want because there's no middleman. No one tells me what to do with my money. Simple.
Yep.
So I've seen in Florida already, right, Paolo? Like when I came to Fort Lauderdale and I saw a Bitcoin ATM machine. That was a first for me.
Well, they're all over the world. We're behind.
They have them in Arkansas, believe it or not. And Arkansas is 2 years behind.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how often is Bitcoin being used for goods and services directly in y'all's experience?
Well, first of all, when Bitcoin first got introduced, people were using them for services a lot. But as Bitcoin started to appreciate so rapidly, if you could have had Bitcoin when it was $800 a Bitcoin, but it went up to 60,000 a Bitcoin. So a lot of people started to realize it wasn't too smart to use your Bitcoin while it was appreciating so fast. So what's going to happen with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is going to reach a point where it stops growing as fast and it's going to reach a stable value. And then what they're going to do is there's something they call Takoshis. Takoshi is a you take a Bitcoin and you break it down into these small measurements. So what people are going to do is have a Bitcoin that's worth 100 grand, but they'll be able to use these little break it down to these little small increments to make purchases or everyday purchases or pay bills, etc. with the Bitcoin. But Bitcoin right now is more like a store of value because it appreciates so quickly. It's more of a store of value than something that you would want to use to do transactions. And like Moin said earlier, you could always take a fraction of your Bitcoin and swap it into another token or cryptocurrency that's a lot less volatile and use that as your, to buy groceries or buy something on Amazon or whatever, So I think that's what Bitcoin now is, more a store of value because it's so valuable and people are anticipating.
It's so convenient.
Yeah, it's so convenient. Now, what's going on is Bitcoin is a lot slower than some of these new guys on the block. These new kids on the block, they're conducting transactions like 10, 15,000 transactions per second. So that's where the other cryptocurrencies come in because they have actual use cases. They have actual functionality. And that's how a lot of these other coins are getting their value because they actually have a function. They do stuff, they do things.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, very interesting. So I'm gonna ask a very broad question. So just dive in at any point. What is your thought on crypto and real estate? Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of buying things directly with Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, as it relates to crypto and real estate, the commercial real estate market is probably the largest section of the financial markets, second only to the debt market. So you have trillions and trillions of dollars in the commercial real estate arena that people are looking to tokenize, to put it on the blockchain. And as I did my research, since this is a subject that we were wanted to go into, there's a company called Nolan Reynolds International. They just bought the Thesis Hotel in Coral Gables, Florida. So they had like, I think, a $500 million investment, and 50 million of it, they took $50 million worth of the project. They turned them into operating units, and then they created a REIT. So I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with what a REIT is, a real estate investment trust. And once they turned it into a REIT, they then took the shares from the REITs and they tokenized them. They put them on the blockchain. So that's an example of a 100-year-old company that just did a major deal, in Coral Gables, Florida, by putting a portion of their project on the blockchain. So it's already happening.
Did you hear about the mayor of Miami?
Yeah.
He proposed allowing people, popcorn, to pay property taxes with cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, we have a little movement in South Florida. There's a place called Brickell. It's called Wall Street South. And there's a lot of money coming from South and Central America through South Florida, into the rest of the country. And they are moving like rapidly into, the digitized blockchain, digital currency arena. As a matter of fact, Miami-Dade County just elected a digital currency czar. There's actually a guy now in the government, and his position is, facilitating transactions with crypto. So this is not like, pie in the sky, like we're just speculating what's going to happen. It's happening.
Oh yeah.
That is so interesting. You can pay you said your property taxes with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency.
Miami.
Cryptocurrency.
Miami is on the map, my second home.
That's right, Miami.
I love it.
So,
wow. So what are you guys doing in relation to your cryptocurrencies and real estate? How are you marrying the two together?
Well, Moin opened my eyes, to the possibilities of using my crypto as leverage to purchase properties. Honestly, I never even thought about it. But Moin is, I'm finding out more and more. Moin is my brother from another mother, right?
Right.
Oh,
I'm finding that too. I was like, that's
it's
like
a different shade of chocolate.
I'm finding that out every time he speaks.
Cocoa chocolate.
Because I also, before I got into crypto, like I have gold and silver. I also have gold and silver, stocks, real estate, and crypto. So again, like Moin said, it's about buying low and selling high, whatever it is.
No matter.
So I'm like, I'm like in the same boat as it. I'm just now realizing, that I can take my crypto earnings and leverage that into real estate. I actually never thought about it till Moin gave me an example, to be honest.
You can do the same thing. You use that crypto and buy gold and silver, and then you can spread the risk. Because the way I look at it, crypto is like a high international overseas stock. You put in the money into it, you don't know what's going to happen, but the money you make off of it, throw into some real estate. Your real estate is your bonds. Just think about it. Real estate is your bonds because it stays pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And so like me, like all my peers, every time they get money, they buy a duplex here, they buy a house there, they do a flipper. But me, I put all my money in crypto. You know why? I'm young. I'm willing to take that chance. And right before I retire, I'll cash out. I'll buy bonds. My version of bonds, I'll buy a 300-unit apartment complex. Why not?
I love it. Sorry, that was just a great statement right there. I'm like, ugh.
Well, listen. Like for instance, I'll be real with you. I bought some Dogecoin here a while back. I just threw like a couple of grand into it, right? Next thing I know, boom, I made like 60, 70,000. I took my profit. I used some of that money I bought back into it. And then I just used that money for this and that. So anything you buy now, did you know like Dogecoin when it first was introduced and when it peaked, I think it peaked over, I don't know, 10,000. What was it? Was it 10,000? Can you pull it up real quick? Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me go to my one of my accounts. I have several accounts. That's another thing. Anybody does crypto, don't just do it in one account, do it in several accounts because sometimes these accounts they freeze up. And when you really want to buy something, like, oh, we're doing some maintenance. I hate that. So 1 year, what does it say? 39%. I think it's like, I mean, I can't pull it up right now. It's like 15, 20,000% in a matter of months, right? Well, real estate, it'll go up like 2 or 3% a year. Even in a 100 years at 3%, that's just 300%. Man, why would I throw my money in that when I'm just like 40 years old, when I could throw in some crypto and boom, overnight it goes to 300% overnight. I'm all about my
100%.
margins today. I'm all about my margins. But hey,
100%.
but look at it this way. There's risk involved. But you know what? The way I look at it, people make money, people lose money. At my age, I can lose money. But people that are in their 70s, 80s, you know what? Stick to real estate. You don't got time to gamble.
So the reason why we're gambling is because we're dealing with private organizations that are literally creating currency, and we're relying on their argument of value in order to determine whether we should purchase it or not.
Exactly. Who brands himself the best?
Crazy. Okay, guys. It's just like, the craze, like back in the day, like, when anyone could come up with a song, it's like now anyone can come up with a coin. Any of us can come up with a currency.
Yeah.
Yes, you can, but
you really can. I got a friend that does real estate up in New York. He's a wholesaler. Oh, I can't stand wholesalers, but he's a wholesaler. And anyways, he he come up with his own currency. And I'm like, dude, for real? I was talking to my buddy Ryan. I'm like, man, this guy did this. He goes, well, anybody can. I'm like, you know what? Hey, you guys keep your eyes out. Instead of having points on your little coffee thing or going to CVS, you wait. Every company, every corporation, they're going to do with a point system. You know what they're going to offer instead? Crypto.
Bitcoin, crypto.
No. Bitcoin is yeah. So they're going to come up with their own version of crypto. And then guess what they're going to do? Well, my CVS crypto, I'll exchange it for some Walmart crypto. There's going to be a difference there. Oh, yeah. Think about it. If you got points, why can't we not change my points? If that person wants to shop at Walmart and I want to shop at Home Depot, let's exchange. Let's barter. Think about it.
Wow.
Think about it.
Wow.
It's going to happen.
This is insane. I mean, like the many times that you can like split and splice the pie, you can even like splice the pieces into more pieces. And
Why
it's
not?
just infinite.
Why
So
not?
the ability to make money right now is more infinite and more abundant than it has ever been. Wow. I am just, I'm out of my mind right now.
It's fun.
It'll be interesting to see how.
Moin, you are so in the game, man. I love it. I just love seeing your confidence and your expertise and your experience. You're just like, it's fun.
It really is.
We're all just like capturing the concept. You're like, yeah, I've been playing in this for a while.
Oh, I have been. I can't wait. I can't wait. Because put it this way. Everybody's like, oh, the market's down. Why is the market's down? Well, the government's trying to do some legislation. Well, that's a good thing. Why? When the government is trying to control something, what does that mean, guys? That means they see it's a threat. When it's a threat, you control it. And if now they're doing legislation, everybody's freaking out. They're looking at the glass half empty.
Maybe.
I'm looking at it as the glass half full. You got legislation on this? Heck yeah. It's about to get big, guys. Get ready.
That's another subject for another day. Taxation, legislation, all of that. But that's like later. Not tonight.
Laters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so, Moin, what kind of value do we want to go out with, in our last, few minutes of tonight's episode? I mean, I'm so thrilled for this to continue to, educate people on the infinity of, just the money making. I mean, it's so fascinating and it's incredible. So what can we leave our viewers with tonight?
All right. Since Paolo is probably has some technical difficulties, that or his videos out. Hey, Paolo, you there? Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Pow, 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 pow. Hello. Right? Sorry, I'm eating popcorn.
Hold on, we're gonna have to edit this part out because
I'm
man,
like,
he's been
let's
shooting
end this so I can have my
popcorn
beer and my
kernels this
popcorn.
whole time. Like he came to the show that his butt is in. Like I'm just laughing hysterically right now.
So here's my 2 cents. If anybody wants to get into the crypto game, the first thing you got to do is buy it, because you're not going to take it serious until you buy something. Even if it's only like $500, $100, even 25 bucks. Because I don't know about you, if I lay $20 somewhere, I'm going to check on it. I'm going to make sure it's still there. And while I'm checking on it, I'm going to see is it worth more? Is it worth less? Is it on top of stuff or is it covered underneath stuff? So if you want to get in the game, jump into it. Just do it. Buy 20 bucks, buy 100 bucks. And then that's going to give you incentive to like, hey, where's my 50 bucks at? What's going on with my 50 bucks? I don't know about you. For me, 50 bucks, that's a lot of money. But a 50 bucks can buy you a steak too.
Yeah.
So get in the game. So
Paolo's back. What's your 2 cents?
How do we get in the game? You've already coached me and guided me. So why don't you share with our viewers, how do we get in the game? How do we, like Moin said, how do we buy?
Well, quickly, remember, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. We're just letting you know what we're doing, right?
I'm from Arkansas. What do I know?
So the easiest way to get in is through one of the more popular exchanges like Coinbase or Crypto.com. You join one of the, you get access to Coinbase or Crypto.com and you open an account and you go from there. You make your first crypto purchases via one of these exchanges. So it's just like opening a E-Trade or a TD Ameritrade account where you purchase stock. But this exchange is only for cryptocurrencies. So that's how you would start.
Do your own homework
down
on picking
below.
what company. Don't pick a company. Do your homework. There's so many companies out there. Pick one that works for you. Every boot has a foot. They say, see what fits for you.
All right, so we're going to link some links below and where you can begin to set up your account to begin your process of buying crypto. And over the next few weeks, months, years, we're going to educate you on how to invest in crypto. And then once you start making and earning the residual and the returns on the crypto, then you can start investing that, those dividends and those returns on things that we'll also share with you that you could do as well. So once again, not financial advice. However, real life people who are experienced in the game on diversifying multiple streams of income from an infinite source that we are learning tonight. And it would just be absolutely ridiculous for us not to get into the game of the future.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, Moin. Thank you, Paolo. And we'll be back for another episode next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, let me stop that recording.